If your mind feels busy even when you're not doing anything, if rest doesn't quite feel restful, and if focus seems to disappear the moment you sit down to work, then this video is for you. Because the problem usually isn't distraction, it's not motivation, and it's not that you can't concentrate, it's that your brain is quietly carrying too many open loops. In this video, I'll show you what open loops actually are, why they drain focus and energy even when you're doing nothing, and how closing or containing them restores clarity faster than trying harder ever could. This isn't about productivity. It's about relief. So let's define this clearly. An open loop is anything your brain believes still requires attention, not just tasks. Open loops include unfinished work, unmade decisions, things you said you'd get back to, vague commitments, unresolved conversations, ideas with no container, responsibilities without clear edges. If your brain doesn't know when or how something will be handled, it keeps it active. And it doesn't do that to annoy you, it does it to protect you. Your brain has one core job: prevent things from being lost or forgotten. So when something feels unresolved, your system keeps checking in on it, not consciously, but constantly. And this shows up as mental noise, background urgency, difficulty relaxing, a sense that you're missing something. Each open loop is like a browser tab running in the background. One or two is fine, but when there are too many, performance starts to degrade, not because you're bad at focus, but because your system is overloaded. Here's the part most people don't realize. Open loops don't just cost attention, they cost energy. Every unresolved item requires monitoring, remembering, reevaluating, and that uses cognitive resources. So even when you're resting, your system can't fully switch off. This is why breaks don't feel refreshing, evenings feel mentally heavy, weekends don't reset you. You're not tired because you're lazy. You're tired because your brain hasn't stood down. When cognitive load rises, the first thing to go isn't motivation, it's focus. Focus requires spare capacity, and open loops quietly consume that capacity before you even start working. So when you sit down to focus, your attention drifts, you feel restless, you switch tasks, you avoid starting. So this isn't procrastination as a personality trait, it's your system saying there's too much unresolved to go deep right now. This is where most advice falls short. Writing things down helps, but only if it actually closes the loop. A list that says work on project, sort finances, follow up later, these things don't resolve anything. It often creates more loops. Your brain needs clarity, it needs containment, and it needs trust that nothing is being dropped. This is why in the momentum reset method, we don't just list tasks. We use a cognitive load inventory to get everything out and then apply containment rules, not pressure. Completion isn't always the goal, but containment is. Here's the reframe that can change how you work. Your brain doesn't need everything done, it needs everything accounted for. So when something has a clear next step, a clear container, or a conscious decision to defer or drop it, your system can release it. This is why one clear decision can calm an entire day, why one properly closed loop can restore focus, why one defined micro mission can unlock momentum. Relief comes before productivity. Here's a simple reset you can use anytime pressure builds. Pause and ask, what is my brain still responsible for holding right now? Write it all down. Then for each item, choose one of 4 outcomes. Do, if it's genuinely small. Define, clarify what done actually looks like. Defer, give it a future container. Drop, consciously let it go. No item stays vague. Vagueness is what keeps loops open. So this process alone often restores clarity without doing any real work yet. If there's one thing to take from this video, it's this. Open loops don't just slow you down. They quietly tax your nervous system, your focus, and your energy. And they do that all day long. You don't need better discipline. You need fewer unresolved demands on your attention. That's how momentum actually begins, not through force, but through relief. And once relief appears, focus has space to return. If this resonated, it's likely because you've been carrying more than you realise. Nothing is wrong with you. Your system has just been overloaded for too long. In the next videos, we'll explore how open loops connect to urgency, why decision fatigue keeps pressure alive, and how to reduce cognitive load without slowing progress. Those videos and this one are all part of my Overwhelm playlist. You'll find a link to it up here or up here. It'll appear on your screen somewhere, also linked inside the description. And if you want a structured way to apply this, the momentum reset method walks you through it step by step. You don't need to try harder. You need to close the loops your brain can't ignore.